What's up YouTube? Today I want to talk about a very interesting topic. Recently I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos like the best plugins for EDM, the best plugins for techno and so on. And everybody was talking about the same plugins again and again, and no doubt that plugins like Decapitator or Saturn 2 might be indeed the best distortion plugins ever made. But this time I want to change the direction and talk about the most underrated plugins I rarely see somebody else is using. And let's start from the first plugin, which is Arturia Tube Culture. For me this is on par with Decapitator, but I think this one might actually have way more options to shape the sound perfectly. Tube saturation is famously used in techno music, so plugins like this are the standard for drums, synths, basses, and sometimes even for the mastering. But for this video I will be suggesting the best instruments these plugins work with. As example, Tube Culture is absolutely fire on kick drums, especially if you have basic EDM like kick. This will easily transform it into hard techno or industrial one. Built-in presets are the great starting points, and they help you to get the specific sounds faster. The main buttons to use are drive, function, output and mix. Firstly push the drive button to your taste, then adjust the mix knob for a better blend and compensate the volume with the output button. And now let's listen to the example so you will know why I love this plugin so much. The second on the list is even more underrated plugin, also from Arturia, but this one is way more versatile I think. This Coldfire is famous by providing you the ability to mix different saturation types, one after another in one plugin. If you feel like tube distortion is something you are not a fan of, Coldfire will absolutely satisfy you with at least 10 more saturation modes, from more traditional to experimental ones, ability to filter your sound before and after the distortion, modulated so it follows the envelope. You can also select different pre-made presets or just make your own one from scratch, like I did this time. Regarding the sound types I use it on, this one is absolutely fire on synth sounds. So let's take a listen to some of the examples. Going to the next plugin, I actually think you might already know this one. Thermal by Output is the richest one when it comes to different saturation and distortion modes, with almost 20 of them. And honestly, I haven't seen distortion modes like that in any other plugins, especially useful for techno, where experimentation is the key. Moreover, technically this is not distortion only. If you want to shape the sound even better after distorting it, chorus, compressor, stereo delay, different filters and frequency shifters are there as well. And what's really amazing is that you can apply the distortion to specific frequency bands, as well as to split it into multiple stages. My most favorite feature there is that XY control. This helps to take the experimentation even further. My favorite use case is the music loops as well, but this time I use it not to saturate the sound, but to transform them into different sequences. Let's take a listen. The list goes on with the next option, which is Minimal Audio Rift, and this one might have the biggest preset collection from all of the mentioned ones. With a lot of expansion packs available, it becomes very hard to go away without using any of those distortion modes. Same as with the Thermal, I also find them quite unique, and I haven't seen nothing like that earlier. Serial saturation is available as well, meaning that you can apply different saturation modes one after another. It's very easy to tweak different presets to your taste, use pre-made macros to bypass tweaking the different parameters manually, and also advanced mode that helps you to go completely crazy with distortion. This is why my use case is actually more simple sounds, because this distortion plugin acts like a synthesizer itself for me. And the last plugin on the list is easily the most underrated distortion plugin for me right now. Topos by the company called Forever89 is something nobody is using on techno yet. Basically think about it as a guitar amp plugin, but for synthesizers and drums instead. And actually we can see the same function in the plugin itself. Amp and speaker saturation types is something you will never see in basic saturation plugins, but that doesn't mean that you should use it just on guitars in any way. Think about it more like a studio gear, not the digital distortion. That might be the best explanation of this plugin. So if you want to give more analog warmth to the harsh digital synths, I think this plugin is absolute lifesaver. Because it's so versatile, my use case for it is absolutely everything. If I feel like my melodies are way too clean and digital, I will always come back to Topos to save the situation. So guys, let me know in the comments two things: what plugins you're already familiar with, and if you already use one of those, which one became your most favorite. And of course let me know in the comments if you have any questions regarding saturation, distortion, or you want me just to completely walk through a specific plugin. Anyways, that's all I had to show today, and I see you this week with a new video soon. Bye.